Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with this Friday expert, Mr. Stephen Dow. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic. And yourself?
I'm doing well. You dropped a bomb on me at the end of episode 2. I don't think I've heard about this. We may have talked about it very early on a year ago, but it had escaped my memory. So before I get into it, I almost forgot. That marketing spiel.
Again, although I work very happily for Velocity Mortgage Capital, all the ideas and topics pontificate on this channel of that of my own. So let's get it going.
Pontificate for you, lumberjack landlord.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
wicked smart,
that guy. Hey, at the end of episode 2, you talked about a potential to get a 90% loan via Velocity Mortgage, potentially.
Right.
A couple of things got to line up, but dude, that's pretty sexy. So
it gives,
break it down.
I mean, again, depending upon the situation, and if seller is willing and able to, and you're kind of savvy with the creative financing structure as it pertains to seller financing. So long story short, we offer up to a 90% CLTV, or combined loan to value. So if I'm doing 75% LTV on my first loan, and if the seller has enough equity and is willing to carry, say, up to a 15% second, then the buyer just has to come in at 10%. So that allows for a lower down payment. You stay more liquid. You can participate in more transactions, yada, yada, yada. And of course, the benefit to the seller, they can reduce their capital gains tax hit that year, kick the can down the road, defer that a little bit, and of course, make interest money on their money. So they play the role of the bank. So there's a win-win for everybody involved for the most part.
So this is exciting because I wrote about it in my first book. I think it was Ferris, where I tried to buy that property. I think it was the third property I bought. Right. And it actually talks about getting a seller to take back, I think it was a 10% second. It might've been a 15, but it was all to get me to that 90%. I guess I didn't even know what it was called. CLV, combined loan to value.
CLTV, right? Combined loan to value.
See, I never even heard of it.
Combined loan to value. Yep.
All right. Now I get it. Combined loan to value. Look at that, CLTV. It is very powerful, max leverage. So a couple of quick questions, just because I've been in this game a while.
Yes, sir.
How do you evaluate? So first off, it has to be a second. Velocity is always first, correct?
Correct.
Totally makes sense.
And in any combination. So ideally, especially on the residential side, at every 5% LTV below the program maximum, you get to lower your rate an additional, say, like 1/8 of a point. So there are advantages to structuring it that way for financing. So at, say, 50% LTV, that gives you the best rates, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's just say ideally we do 50%, seller carries 40%, you come in with 10. So don't know if that would be an option, but that would be an interesting conversation to have, because typically seller financing is typically, the best in comparison to, conventional or anybody else.
I think, let me just be very clear with my fans and any of my students that are watching. This is a tool I will be adding to my toolbox. Again, it's a conversation, right? In my course, we have a seller financing section. In my course, we have a CPA talking about seller financing and why the tax benefits. I am going to have a 50-40-10 conversation, right? You have a landlord. He's owned the properties free and clear. He wants a little money now because he wants to go get on a trip and enjoy this or that.
Right.
He gets 50. Let's just put some numbers on this. $500,000.
Right.
He gets $250K. I don't know. He loses, 5% to selling costs and title and blah, blah, blah. So he walks away with, what would that be? So
5%.
Yeah.
No, with the 10% down plus 50%. Yeah.
Yeah. So he gets 50% velocity, 10% for me. So that's 500,
600,000, right?
300 grand.
Okay.
$500,000. He walks with 300. He pays 50 grand for commission and all that.
Right.
He's got 250 grand to go play with.
Right.
Then he's got 40%, which would be 200 grand, where he's collecting interest. So not only can he go flex and buy that thing, but he's also getting some income. And by the way, he lowered his year one taxes because he's delayed roughly, or he's delayed 40% of it to the future.
Right. Right.
Dude, this 50-40-10 is a net new strategy for me. I think all of my followers need to pick it up. We should talk about this in my Saturday live stream, 50-40-10. This is cool.
Okay. So you're gonna indenture me into servitude again on Saturday too? Oh,
well, wow. I'm either that or I'm just gonna talk about it.
I'm kidding. I mean, I work on Saturdays anyway, Mike. So yeah.
Yeah, this is something we got to bring up. 50, 40, 10.
Money waits for nobody. So that's why I say it a lot of times. So I talked to a lot of people from the channel over the weekend.
Dude, 50,
every
40.
weekend.
Think about it. Just again, I've give you everything, right? I have a CPA talking about how to pitch seller financing.
Right.
Now you have a strategy. Because again, when you pitch seller strategy, most of them, and I have almost $3 million in seller finance notes. All the conversations are the same. They all want some money now.
Right.
Every seller I've done a deal with is over 60, right? Seller financing. A couple of them are over 70, the year one. All of them want some money now because they want to do something. Some people wanted a trip. Some people wanted to do something for their kids or their grandkids. They all wanted some money now. All of them love the idea of maintaining income and removing the hassle of managing units. All of these folks want the income. They just don't know it's possible. So pitch the 50, 40, 10. It could be a 60, 30, 10. Right. And so the one question I do have.
Yep.
Do you look at, what would it be called? Debt service at all? Because again, you could get wacky terms.
Not on residential.
Wow.
1 to 4 unit, no DSCR with us. So again, this is where you go conventional financing first, then you go you get declined from them, then it's usually, quote unquote, alt A with bank statement programs. And if you don't qualify with them because they typically require, DSCR, that's when you would come to us. So again, we're not gonna be everything to everybody, but what we do very well. And at some point, either your income's gonna increase, exponentially along with the rental income as you take on new debt, either bank statements or full doc. You're just not gonna qualify. You know what I'm saying? At least from the tighter guidelines that they require, just with rates going up, and a lot of times the higher end properties won't DSCR. Once you get to above like 1.5 million, no bank. I mean, you're not gonna, at least on paper, collect enough, at least from their guidelines to qualify. So that's where we're very strong in the space between 2 million up to 5 million.
I'm so excited about this 50, 40, 10. I just want to make sure it's available. So again, 50, 40, 10 residential, we already talked about. 50, 40, 10 apartments, 50, 40, 10 office. Every product that you do other loans, you have the CLTV. Hey, see, I remembered it that time. CLTV is available for all of them. So 50, 40, 10 could be a portfolio loans, blanket loans, everything. Yep. Nice, right? I can't wait to bring you another loan. Or a big one.
Okay. Well, don't threaten me with a good time.
All right, folks. A lot of you need to be really thinking about this 50, 40, 10 product. It is super sexy. Again, I would tell you to work on the second. Again, I've done seller loans as little as 1%, 2%, 3% interest. You can get creative. I've done one at 0% financing. It was a first, not a second. But again, it's all out there and it's all possible. Stephen, this is a good idea. 50, 40, 10. How do you want them to reach out?
SDAO, SDAO at velocitymortgage spelled out.com. Subject line, just put ORAAT, which stands for one run at a time. In the body of the email, just maybe a brief description of what you're looking for, property type, at least the city and state where property is located, or maybe the address. And then of course your mid-FICO score, best number to reach you at, 24 to 48 hours, excuse me. I'll typically be in contact.
Folks, this is going to probably post at 1 o'clock today. I expect Stephen to have a dozen, maybe 20 emails today or tomorrow. Okay. I'm not joking. 50, 40, 10 is such a sexy idea because again, you could play with the 40, control that payment. The seller gets what they want. It is a strategy I will be deploying and others should as well.
Just got to run the numbers. Numbers don't lie, and just do the work. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So
do the work.
Give me a call. I'm here to run some numbers.
All righty, buddy. Thank you very much. Take care. This one was fun.
Thanks, man. You too, buddy.